Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Big Blue News Podcast. I'm your host, Chris B. This morning. Of course, I got my co-host with me, Nolan Fleming, and I'm rocking the Reds tonight. LA De La Cruz just hit a home run for the Reds. I'm pumped, excited to see what the Reds can do against the Brewers tonight. But of course, that's not what we're talking about. What are we talking about, Nolan?
UK sports, I guess.
Yes,
It's in the name.
we are talking about UK
Excuse me.
sports. We are talking about Jason Patterson. He'll be committing on August 1st, and more than likely, I believe he's going to be a cat after Nolan and I both talked to him, along with Hardley Gilmore announcing his top 3 schools today. And then finally, we'll be talking about Tre Mitchell as well. So let's get into the podcast now, and let's first talk about Hardley Gilmore announcing his top 3 schools. What did you think about that, Nolan?
It definitely looks good for Kentucky because top three is Kentucky, UCF, and Penn State, I believe.
Yes.
So this is a guy Kentucky really wants, and it's a guy I think Kentucky is probably going to end up getting. Things are looking good for him at least, but it'd be a really big addition to a class that really needs some names. And I think with the addition of him and Jason Patterson, I think that could really take the class to a new level.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. A little bit, if you don't know about Hardley Gilmore, he's a 4-star. He's just recently reclassified to the class of 2024. So if he does commit to Kentucky, he would be committing along with Cutter Boley, which would be nice to have, a quarterback wide receiver duo right then and there. But a little bit about Hardley Gilmore. He is 6'1", only weighs 165 according to On3. So obviously he needs to gain some weight. But obviously, it would be a big, big get if UK could get him for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I if I had to make a prediction right now, Kentucky would be my prediction. But having that freshman, another freshman receiver for the 24 class, and having adding more names for Cutter Boley, because if you had him, then you got him. I think Dane Key and Barryon Brown, they have to come back for next year too. So you got them
Yeah,
two as well for Cutter Boley. Because I'm just going to go ahead and assume that Cutter Boley is going to be a freshman starter, and it's weird, but it looks like that's probably what's going to happen. So,
yeah,
yeah, it would be a really big deal for the receiver room, to get him.
yeah. I mean, unless Kentucky could go after, a transfer in the portal like they did the past couple of years when they got Will Levis, and then now they have Devin Leary on the team. Obviously, Devin Leary, this is his last year in college, so
Right.
he'll obviously be gone. So I don't think Cutter Boley will be the starter right out whenever he becomes a freshman. I think UK will probably land another transfer quarterback, or you could possibly see, I believe it's Destin Wade as the starting quarterback potentially. You never know because the quarterback room is right now not deep, but they actually do have some quarterbacks, in that depth chart. And I mean, Liam Cohen actually recruited Destin Wade to be quarterback instead of him playing safety. If
And
you
that would
didn't,
probably help out a lot too with Wade. I know he was not good at all in the Music City Bowl,
yeah,
but I think, it was the Rich Scangarello offense. Like, I think at this point, Tom Brady probably would have been bad in the Rich Scangarello offense. I think we can all agree on that. That was a really terrible offense. And,
yeah,
knowing more stuff about Scangarello every day, doesn't look like it was as good as we all thought it would be.
yeah. And whenever I talk to the UK Sports Network guy, Jeff Pecor, obviously he was a commentator with the Reds as well, but he now does UK football and everything. But whenever I talked to him last season before the season started, he was so like excited, pumped about the offense and everything, and then going into the year, it was not looking good. And then he told me about probably 7, 8 games into the season that the offense wasn't just too complicated for the freshmen to like learn or the underclassmen to really learn last year. And I'm happy to have, Liam Cohen back because he does look like a nice offensive coordinator, obviously, but he also looks like a great instructor to, future quarterbacks.
Right, I agree with that. And as far as Scangarello and the complicated offense, I know Scangarello's old news, but like he was a QB. He was the QB coach at San Francisco for the 49ers,
Hmm.
which is notoriously one of the most complex offenses in football,
Yeah.
maybe ever, and definitely now, maybe ever. So Stoops did a great job going to get Liam Cohen back, but we probably should have been a little more aware of what we were getting ourselves into with
Well, I
that.
well, I mean, the thing is too, Liam Cohen was basically telling UK to hire him, so I don't
Yeah, that
know.
didn't help.
I don't know why Liam Cohen was like, yeah, go after this guy, and then, just after one season he was out as the offensive coordinator. And obviously things could have definitely changed this past year if UK was able to beat, South Carolina and Ole Miss. Probably we would have Rich Scangarello around for another year, going 9-3.
It's interesting to me too with Scangarello and Cohen, because honestly, as far as Patterson and Gilmore go, I don't know this for a fact or anything, but it feels like if Scangarello was still the offensive coordinator, I don't really know that Kentucky would be in the running.
I don't think so
I
either. I
don't think
mean,
that's wild to put out there because I think the recruiting class took a huge hit in 2023 because of Rich.
yeah, I agree 100%. And I don't know if you saw, I'm trying to think of his name. He's a very well-known, journalist in the community. I'm blanking on his name for some reason, but he was talking about whenever Cutter Boley just like first committed to Kentucky, he was saying that UK wasn't even going after Cutter Boley at
Nope,
all. And I'm
nope, they
like
were not.
why weren't we,
I
Like,
don't know either. I think apparently Scangarello thought something like he wasn't good enough for the system or something. It was something weird,
yeah, and
is what
I
I've
do
heard.
have my tag on this jersey. I just got it the other day. Not a real jersey. I'm thinking
Better
to
not
like,
have stolen it, Chris.
yeah, I'm thinking to honestly like bring it back because I thought this was a real jersey because like it wasn't though. It's a fake China jersey, so I'm thinking to ship this back and honestly buying a real jersey from like fanatics.com or reds.com. So might do that, but yes, I'm excited to see what Liam Cohen can continue to cook up for UK because obviously he's probably been the best offensive coordinator at Kentucky. You could like make an argument for that.
It's yeah, definitely the best since Mike Leach.
Yeah. Well, that was so long ago.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of proves our point.
Yeah. And Shannon Dawson was a terrible offensive
Oh
coordinator.
Lord, hey, it would have worked if you liked it. If or it would have worked if you. Oh no, what am I saying? I butchered it. Oh man,
What?
you would have liked it if it worked, wasn't it?
Huh?
You would have liked it if it worked. Remember that with
Yeah.
Shannon Dawson? It was crazy.
Yeah, because Shannon
That was
Dawson,
like,
he
you
would
go ahead.
air the ball out, but it would never work out. It would be like incompletion,
No,
incompletion every time.
we never had the quarterback or the receivers to do that
Yeah,
when he was offense coordinator. Well, Tolles probably could have, but he didn't have the receivers.
yeah. And honestly, it's always about improving and everything getting better. But let's stop talking about now Hardley Gilmore and talk a little bit about Jason Patterson. We both talked to him recently. So what did you hear from him?
Well, first of all, he was really seems like a really great guy, and I think like I wrote, he's taking his recruitment pretty seriously. He said, all the coaches have taken an interest in him, and that he feels a connection to every coach that has recruited him. But as far as it went with UK, he was really adamant about the offense. He really liked Liam Cohen. He really felt there was a connection with him and Liam Cohen, and just the offensive scheme in general. And I think he told me he was a really big fan of the way Kentucky runs the ball historically. Obviously, when you look at Chris Rodriguez, Benny Snell,
Stanley
Boom
Booth.
Williams, even
Yeah.
yeah. So he said he was a big fan of that and big fan of Jay Bulwer, who's obviously a new addition. So it was nice to hear something positive on that end because we're not really familiar with him yet,
Hmm.
or at least not enough. And but yeah, he told me also he would be committing on August 1st, and he would also be doing so through a commitment video.
Hmm.
Like one of those,
Yeah.
big over the top, cinematic, theatrical.
And
Uh,
and
oh
you
yeah,
know who makes really great, commitment videos, right?
who?
UK.
Oh yeah, they are pretty good.
Cutter Bowley, Willie Rodriguez. The
Those were
list
good.
goes on and on. Yeah.
That Cutter Bowley one was crazy.
Yeah.
I asked him also about his most recent visit there. He said he spent a lot of time with Coach Cohen and Coach Stoops. He also said that he felt a great connection with them, as well as Coach Marrow, Vince Marrow, obviously, big dog.
Yeah.
So, my overall takeaway from talking with him was the trend towards Kentucky. I absolutely understand it.
Yeah.
He seems like he loves Kentucky, whether he goes to Kentucky or not. Obviously, a different thing,
Yeah.
but he seemed very positive about Kentucky.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. And speaking of the person who I was trying to think of earlier, it was Justin Rowland. I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why we blinked on that.
I don't know why I couldn't think of his name, but yeah, he was just basically saying that Richard Scandrella wasn't, recruiting Cutter Bowley at all, which was surprising whenever I heard that.
Ridiculous too. It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
But yeah, no, I think Patterson will commit to Kentucky. Obviously, we don't know this for sure, but if you told me like to put my crystal ball prediction in right now, I would say go with Kentucky. He's obviously down to 5 schools, counting Kentucky, 4 other schools. It's also Vandy, Rutgers,
Yeah.
Cincinnati, and Boston College, and then of course UK. So he has,
Vanderbilt as well. Oh, you say
yeah,
Vanderbilt?
yeah, I
Yeah, my
did.
bad. My
Vandy,
bad.
it's all good, but yeah, so he's down to 5 schools right now, and in my opinion, I think he'll commit to Kentucky, and I think we'll have a great, duo running back coming in with Tavani Mitchell and then also Jason Patterson.
I think so too. I think he's a fantastic talent, by the way. I've watched some more of his stuff after, talking with him. I think he's a very good player, and I think he has potential to do some pretty good things here.
Mhm.
Uh, like you said, it would really shock me if he picked Rutgers, Cincinnati, Boston College, or Vanderbilt over Kentucky, just given recent history and recent
What about
success.
Ray Davis though?
Yeah, Ray Davis did go to Vanderbilt. And also Rutgers, they took Gavin Wimsatt from UK, if you remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So you never know. I'm like you. If I had to make a crystal ball prediction right now, I'd say Kentucky, and then I would proceed to make about 17 other crystal ball predictions that said Kentucky too. I'm very confident that Kentucky's going to get this guy.
Yeah, so am I. And speaking a little bit about Tavani Mitchell, he actually just posted on Twitter. You probably didn't see this. I saw it right
No,
before we got onto the podcast, but he apparently set a new school squat record at his high school, and he squatted 525 pounds. And I'll show y'all
good night.
I'll show you all the video right here, but I'll also like give us a little cut in. But here's the video. I'll put it right now in so y'all can watch it. So we both just watched that video. That was insane for him to be able to do that as, just an upcoming, senior this upcoming year.
Yeah, squatting about 100 pounds just makes me break almost. So 575 pounds is insane. Obviously though, he's a big dude really in the first place. He's pretty big.
Yeah.
He almost reminds me, his build kind of reminds me of Benny Snell a little bit.
Mhm.
Benny Snell was a little bit of a brute.
Yeah.
So
And it was
I think
525 pounds, actually.
525, I misspoke.
It's
Either
all
way,
good.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
525 pounds is no joke, obviously, but I will be honest, I don't know much about weightlifting as far as that goes. So I'll let any like gym bro who watches or listens to this determine whether that's impressive or not.
You don't know anything about lifting? I mean,
I don't know
what
anything
about
about
my
lifting.
muscles right here, man? Like I
I don't
have
think you know that much about lifting.
oh, I know so much about lifting for
Oh
sure. Like
yeah.
I lift those weights, I lift like 200 pounds whenever I go. I'm joking. I wish.
I can't. I think I have maxed out at about 150 whenever I've lifted.
I need to start working out. Honestly, I've never really worked out my whole life. I feel like if I went to the gym, I wouldn't be able to even do the bar
Oh,
right
bro, it
now.
was leg day for me today.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what UK can do this upcoming year. Obviously, Jason Patterson hasn't committed to Kentucky, but
No.
like I said, Nolan and I, we both think he will be a cat. So it'll be interesting to see what Tre Mitchell and Jason Patterson can do this upcoming year. Obviously, they are only seniors, so obviously they have their senior season ahead, and then they will be on campus. Like I said, it's only a verbal commitment. We have to wait till December for them to actually sign the dotted line to, sign their national letter of intent.
Right. And you also got Brian Robinson, who I was not feeling good at all about until I saw that video of him on Twitter. And then that got me thinking a little bit.
Mhm.
Maybe Kentucky's in it.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe.
Kentucky is in it. If y'all didn't see the video, he was working out in UK uniform today, not like a full out uniform, but like UK sweatpants,
Shirt,
yeah,
sweatpants,
shirt,
all that stuff.
yeah. But yeah, that would be
They
a
get
nice,
him. If they get him, that would be great.
yeah.
I think that propels that class a lot. If you get Brian Robinson, he is a freak of nature.
Yeah, and like I said, being a defensive player, there would be only a few options I would choose from to play for. It would be Kentucky, probably Penn State, Michigan, and Georgia. Those would
Throw,
probably be the only
I'd
four
probably
schools.
I'd probably throw Alabama in there too.
Maybe Alabama as well, of course.
That
Yeah.
that would probably be about it though.
Yeah, those five schools, if you want to go to the NFL and play on the defensive side, probably those five schools you would choose to,
And it's wild, but that Kentucky is in that list now. Like you
yeah.
said, it's wild to think of, but they are because you look at Josh Allen, who absolutely killed it. Mike Edwards. I mean, he
hmm
wasn't a top pick or anything, but he has crushed it in the NFL. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he's had some of the biggest plays the Buccaneers have kind of
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
So,
Josh Pascal too. Can't forget
Josh
about him.
Pascal, yeah,
Carrington
Jamin Davis,
Valentine will be next up for sure. Yeah. Like you
yeah,
said, Jamin Davis.
yeah, Jamin Davis, a guy that was, I mean, he was solid. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
he really worked his way up
Yeah.
in the combine and all that stuff, and made himself a first round pick.
Yeah. And if you go to UK and learn under Mark Stoops and Brad White, there's no question you should be a great NFL defensive player for sure. Either defensive back,
Oh yeah,
linebacker, cornerback, whatever position you play, you should be able to fit into the NFL perfectly fine if you
or
come
an
to
edge or
Kentucky.
anything. Yeah, really, you could. Brad White, by the way, fans, you need to be thinking you're lucky stars still that we have him. I
Yeah.
really don't know how much longer he's going to be around here.
I
I'm shocked he did not take a head coaching job over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I was surprised that he turned down the LSU job a couple years ago to be the defensive coordinator. Everybody was like, "Yeah, he's gone."
I knew he was gone. You know who got that job instead, don't you?
Who was it again?
It was Matt House got that job, the defensive coordinator before Brad White at
Yeah,
UK. He's the defensive coordinator at LSU right now.
really, I did not know that, but yeah, no,
And he was
everybody,
he was a fantastic coordinator here too. Don't
yeah,
forget.
yeah, I do remember him at Kentucky, but yeah, I was so surprised whenever Brad White turned that job down. And in my opinion, yeah, I don't think he'll be here too much longer.
I don't think he will either.
Maybe another year or two, I would say.
That'd be the longest. I
Yeah.
think Cohen will at least be here another year or two, though, at the
I
very least.
yeah, I don't
I
think
think he's not going anywhere after this year.
Yeah, I don't think he'll leave after this year. I'd say give him one more year, so not this season, but of course next year. Just let him stay for 2 more years, in my opinion. I think he'll leave. I mean, I was surprised whenever he came back to UK after 1 year, being the offensive coordinator, but I was very happy about that to see him
Yeah,
back.
but then again, when you look at everybody on that Rams staff left,
Yeah,
which
everybody.
was surprising, that made a lot of people think that McVay was going to retire.
Yeah, everybody thought McVay was going to retire, but he did not. So that was good, at least for UK to get Liam Cohen back, but they're paying him so much money to be in
Oh yeah, he's
Lexville.
getting a lot of money, dude. He's getting a bag.
Yeah,
How
he's
much was it again? It's like over a million, wasn't it?
it. Yeah, so it was a 3 year long contract. I remember it was 1.7 in his first year, 1.8 in his second, and
Oh
then
my Lord.
1.9 in his third year.
Where I wonder where that ranks amongst highest paid offensive coordinators.
Or
It's got to
even
be up there.
or even coordinators overall. I
Oh
guarantee.
yeah,
He has to be probably top 10. I don't know for sure, but maybe top 5, top 10 in like highest paid
Yeah, he has to
assistant
be. There's no
coaches.
way he's not. There's no way he's not.
Yeah, to get paid.
And Vince Marrow is right behind him. He
Yeah.
might be. Vince Marrow's right there.
I
Or
think
actually, I
Brad
think he's
White
getting
is
paid
making
more.
like 1.2 too as
I
well
think
or something.
Is Marrow getting paid more than Cohen?
I think
I thought.
Merrill just signed a contract extension to finally make, in the millions for the first
Yeah, I
time.
thought there was something whenever he was about to leave, or everyone thought he was going to leave for Michigan State
Hmm.
with Mel Tucker. That ended up keeping him here.
Yeah.
I know there was a massive contract involved. I remember.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank
And
God we got him too. By the way, we
yeah.
don't realize how lucky we already have him.
Yeah. And I know some fans probably complain about our assistant coaches getting overpaid too much and only,
Mm-mm.
only getting like 8 or 9 wins every year. It's like
I
terrible.
don't think anyone realizes just how good the coaching staff here is.
I
It
agree.
really is one of the top five in the SEC. It really is.
Yeah. If you think about it from top to bottom for
Oh yeah,
sure. I mean,
like you got Alabama, Georgia, probably. Alabama's slipping a little bit, but Alabama, Georgia, I'm sure
Tennessee,
Tennessee,
I would say. Yeah.
LSU, and Kentucky. That might be legitimately it. I
Hmm.
know people will argue A&M. They got to win before I think that.
Yeah, yeah,
Bobby
they haven't been
Petrino.
doing too well either. And then obviously Mississippi State, they will have to prove it, with their new head coach. Sadly, Mike Leach passing away this
Yeah.
past year. So Mississippi State will have to prove it this upcoming year with their new head coach. So it'll be interesting to see how Kentucky does though this upcoming year. And we have, like I said, a lot of big stuff planned for this upcoming year for football. I'm very excited about that. I've been reaching out to some YouTubers as well. Like I've been reaching out to Isaac Punts recently, and he said he would be interested in doing an episode. And I don't know if y'all know who he is, but he's a famous YouTuber. I wouldn't say famous, but very well known. I and he was going to come on to an episode this upcoming year to talk about the special teams from this past year and how Kentucky can improve on that. Right, Nolan?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. But let's stop talking about all that and let's begin to talk about Tre. Man,
Tre Mitchell.
yeah, Tre Mitchell from Kentucky. I couldn't believe that ESPN ranked him so low.
64.
Yeah. I
You cannot trust ESPN rankings on anything. I stopped paying attention to their recruiting rankings a long time ago.
yeah.
They're
Whenever
entirely based off on three and 24/7.
Yeah, I also look at on 3 24/7 rivals. Yeah, those are
Rivals,
the
yeah.
three main websites that I use. I sometimes use ESPN. I mean, ESPN's like the only website that has Jason Patterson as a 4 star.
Yeah, it's true. On three, I think has him as a 4 star as well.
Yeah. But
But
uh, but
yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, no, I'm just very shocked and surprised that ESPN ranked Tre Mitchell as the 64th best transfer for the 2023-2024 season after the way he played in Canada with the Global Jam tournament. He should easily probably be in like the top 30s, top
Oh, he
25s, I
should
would say.
absolutely be in the top 30. That's even a stress. That might even be too low for him. But at this point, you just learned that ESPN, if you don't play for Duke, if you do not commit to Duke, you will not be a very highly ranked recruit. I know everyone says, "Oh, that's not the case," whatever. They have not proven themselves that they have not proven to me that that's not the case.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, probably is the case. They love Duke for some reason. I'll never understand it, but they love Duke,
Hey,
and I think that's a big reason why he's as low as he is, and why Kentucky recruits consistently fall on ESPN after they've committed.
yeah. I'm looking at some of the lists right now, and I'm like, how are like some of these players like bigger than like Tre? I mean, I can understand some players like Hunter Dickinson on three has him ranked as the number one best transfer. Caleb
And
Love,
that
I
makes sense.
understand.
He definitely is, and Caleb Love is definitely number two.
Well, Caleb Love isn't even number two, bro. It's Max Abrams or Max
Max
Abmitz.
Abmas, whatever his name is.
Yeah, the guy that transferred from Oral Roberts to Texas.
Oh yeah, he should be number two. Yeah,
Yeah, and
never.
then Love is number three. You know who surprises me? That's number six on this list, and I thought he would be top three.
Who?
Grant Nelson. This is on 3, not ESPN, by the
Oh,
way.
I absolutely thought he'd be. Well, I don't know. Number 6 is about right. I thought he'd be top 5 though.
Yeah, I thought he would be probably in the top 5, top 3, but
He's at. Did he go to Alabama or Arkansas?
he went to Alabama.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I'm trying
I knew
to
it was down to those two.
I'm trying to see on 3 where they ranked Tre, but I'm struggling to find Tre Mitchell on this list. If I find him, I'll let you all know because I'm still going and he's not right now in the top 50.
That's ridiculous. It really is. But what can you really do? I guess.
Yeah.
I think I don't really know how much in general that rankings matter when it comes to players because it's been plenty of instances where they've just ended up blowing up.
Yeah.
Like
They ranked Xavier Wheeler on 3 as the 69th best transfer.
nice,
Yeah, I
but
can't find this dude.
Xavier Wheeler 69. Xavier Wheeler shouldn't even be in the top 100, dude.
Yeah, top 100. I don't know about that. I don't
I
even
don't know.
think they have this guy listed because I keep going and I'm at right now 90th and I still don't see this guy. Still don't see Tre Mitchell.
Xavier
Nope.
Wheeler's higher. Where is CJ Frederick higher? Lance Ware?
I found Damian Collins. He's ranked number 95.
Dang, he's ahead of Mitchell. Mitchell was better than him.
Yeah, I don't think on 3 has Tre Mitchell in this because unless
So we can just determine that Tre Mitchell's just getting universally dunked on for no reason.
I mean unless I overlooked him, I'm going to actually look this stuff up on my computer instead of my phone because yeah, I cannot find Tre Mitchell anywhere. Yeah. I don't
They really do be haters sometimes.
yeah. I feel like they they just don't have him on here because there's no
Probably.
way he's not ranked in the top 100 at
But
least.
you also think he did transfer so late
Yeah.
compared to everyone else on that list.
Yeah.
So I'm
They
sure that affected it a little bit.
yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Let's see if I can find him at all. Yeah, I'm not having any luck finding him on 3 right now.
Where this point that we were trying to prove is not really being helped any right now by on
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I think they probably
Uh,
just don't have him listed because he transferred so late.
that might be a big reason why. But I don't think he is 64th. I think he's better than that. He's at least, like you said, top 30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of the lists though, like from 64 and like higher on 3. I'm like, who are some of these players?
Yeah, people forget too that Mitchell is a top 100 recruit coming out of high school.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a pretty big time recruit. Uh, it's not like he's just some random scrub who just came out of nowhere.
he's a random scrub, bro. Yeah, they don't have Tre Mitchell, I don't think, listed on 3 because, like you probably said, he
Hmm
transferred so late, so they probably just forgot to add him.
Robert Huggins, put dude to that.
Robert Huggins, yeah, it's
I
all
don't know if that's
Robert
his
Huggins.
actual name. I'll just say, just Bob. It just tends to be where that comes from, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, he's not listed on here. I can't find him. So yeah, so I guess the only place that we can go from is ESPN, where they ranked Tre Mitchell at 64th.
Everybody remember that whenever he ends up being SEC Player of the Year. I
Yeah,
don't know if they will be, but still,
and he won't be SEC Player of the Year, but he will
no.
have a great year. I mean, don't you remember whenever like Jeff Goodman ranked like Antonio Reeves as like the 43rd best transfer or something?
Yeah, and he ended up probably being the best.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you can't go based off of those things. Like I said, recruiting rankings and portal rankings just kind of stupid.
yeah, I agree. I mean, unless you're really into it and potentially anybody could be really into recruits and rankings. I mean, this upcoming year, everybody is saying that the class of 2023 is so bad with college basketball. Like all these top prospects, they wouldn't probably be in the top 10, in 2024.
Yeah, I don't get that either. The top is the top, and that's just kind of how it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree for sure. But this podcast is about to wrap up for sure. I mean, we've had a lot of great conversations tonight. I mean, we've talked a lot about football recruiting. We talked about a little bit with Tre Mitchell, and honestly, it's been a very fun night, and I mean, we talked about how great our muscles are. I mean, look
Yeah,
at
I
it.
ain't got any. You don't have any either, Chris.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah,
start.
you're
Maybe
lacking.
I'll go get a gym membership, all because of you, Nolan. All because of you tonight and the viewers
Yeah, you can go
watching.
sink a bunch of money into that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking into it for real. I've been looking into it. I looked. It's about 240 for a year for this gym in my
God,
hometown.
nine.
Yeah.
I'm paying about the same for Wix, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're paying for that, bro? You didn't get
And
it for free?
oh, for oh yeah, for like not for the gym, but for like the website that we have on Amateur Sports Scholars.
Yeah, I hear you. I
It
I actually just have the free membership for Wix, not trying to like showboat or anything.
Yeah, I get that. I probably should have done that, but you know what? YOLO.
Yeah, you only live once. Well, to
Oh
wrap it
yeah.
up, how was your weekend real quick, and then we'll end this podcast.
Very boring, very sleep related. You have to spend some time with some family and people like that. So,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, well, this past weekend I had my date. It wasn't the best date, it wasn't the worst date, but I think both of us realized that we weren't met for each other. I thought that at the end of the date, and the
You're really
woman,
making this depressing now, bro.
oh yeah, the woman gave me a bad excuse on why it won't work out. She's like, because of the distance, even though we're only like 45 minutes away. So I just,
Dude,
I,
now I'm depressed. Dude, you made this sad
oh
real
no,
quick.
don't make it depressing. No, I
Yeah.
actually had a fun night after that though. I went out to a bar, just real quick, not to drink to my depression or anything. I just went out to a
Drink
bar.
it. You drink it. You're one of those that drink your sorrows away.
No way, bro. I would never do that. No, I
Yeah.
would never do that. I had a beer. I found this cute girl. I'd say I probably got her number, but I was too afraid to ask her. Basically, I was talking to her. Her name was Amelia. If you're watching, Amelia, then let me get your number, but I doubt
Oh,
you are.
bro.
But yeah, so I was telling her about like my friends being engaged and everything and how they met on Tinder and everything. And then she says to me, well, that gives us both hope, right? And right then and there, I say I probably asked for a number, but I did not.
Oh, you got plenty of time, buddy. You're
Yeah,
you're young.
I'm still young. I'm
You're
24, but
older. You're older than me, but you're young.
oh, I'm 6 years older than you,
Oh yeah,
man.
you're like 5 or 6 years older than me,
Yeah,
but still,
yeah.
you
And
got
then
time.
and then after that, so after I had a drink, I called up my friend's girlfriend and I was like, I don't want to go home yet because I'll be really bored. And then she's like, you can come see the movie with my friend and I if you want. So I went to see Barbie on Saturday. And once you see it, bro, with your girlfriend, there's going to be a lot of inside jokes that we can use. We're not
Oh
even
boy.
inside jokes. Like, I was so hoping you would see it so we could, like,
I know.
start.
I thought I was going to. It just, we ended up doing other stuff instead.
Yeah. I was so hoping you would, like, see it so then we could, like, make fun of
I
each
guess we
other.
got a little I guess we preferred Fazoli's for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Well,
just
once you see it, we'll have a lot of jokes we can say on this podcast together. And then, of course, if
yeah.
the viewers watch it and everything, you'll get the jokes that Nolan and I do. But
Oh,
you
don't
guys
worry.
here,
I'll see it. I've had it made clear to me that I'm gonna see it.
oh, the next time we have a podcast, we better have you seen the movie.
Yeah, I'll make it a point. Can't wait to see it.
Oh, yeah.
And that and Oppenheimer. But yeah, fun podcast. Enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what happens with Patterson and Gilmore though.
Yeah. Patterson, August 1st, he'll be announcing his commitment. And then Hunter, or not Hunter, Hardy Gilmore will be committing on, I think, August.
August
What did I?
25th.
Yeah, August 25th. And
We
like
knew
I
that
said,
before everybody else. I just want to point that out. We knew that for like 2 weeks.
well, not even 2 weeks.
No, not 2 weeks. It's like
I
a
knew about
week
it probably
almost.
last Friday. And I just did not want to like say it because I did not know if the scoop was correct or not. And obviously that person was correct. So
Good shout out that person.
yeah, I
Mm,
won't say his name.
Obviously not going to say their name.
Can't reveal my source, but I do have a source that told me that, and I think I might have to listen to the scoop more often.
We should probably do that. That is probably in our best interest if we want people to start listening a little bit more and start paying more attention to us.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, Nolan, do you have anything else you would like to add before we end the podcast?
Follow me at Nolan UKY27. Going to talk to some more recruits. Like I talked to Jason Patterson. Going to talk to a few more. If you're a recruit, you should reach out.
Any
You should
sneak
reach out to
peek
me.
on who else you're going to talk to?
Not at the moment. I will
Yeah.
just let everybody find out together.
Yeah, not at
So
the moment.
no, not at the moment. I got a couple. I got 2 or 3 lined up, and I
Yeah.
can't wait to talk with them. But stay sober and go Big Blue.
Yeah, stay sober and go Big Blue. Honestly, that should be like our merch, stay sober and go Big Blue.
I'm just making it a thing now. Stay sober and go Big Blue.
Yeah,
Have a
stay
good week.
Mr. Exhibition too. But yeah, no,
Mr. Exhibition, Antonio Reeves.
it's been a fun podcast tonight. I hope you all have enjoyed us ranting a little bit. Go Reds if you're a Cincinnati Reds fan. Go Big Blue. Go Kentucky, and hopefully you all have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully your Monday was very great. But I think that's the end of the podcast tonight. Thank you all for watching.
Peace.